Hi, Karina here, your loose living coach. Well, as you can tell in the background, the topic is still this football Super Bowl thing. So we have 49ers, and we have Kansas City. Now, someone had requested specifically, I think it was Jess Groove, 5011, had asked if I could look at the coaches. So I thought, yeah, this is a good idea. Like I said, I do not watch football. I don't know a whole lot about it. So with your help, it'll help me see who is really going to win this game. Let's see. I'm going to share this. And I put both coaches side by side. I thought it would be easier and kind of fun to look at, right? So what I did was I pulled up Kyle, which is the coach for the 49ers, and I pulled up Andy, which is the coach for Kansas City. And that is the inside wheel. And the outside wheel is the day of the Super Bowl. Now, because I don't know these two coaches' exact time of birth, I used a 0 degree to start with their sun. So pretty much everything I'm talking about is really based off of their sun. Like he's a sun in Pisces, Andy. And so I put the rising as 0 degree Pisces. And then Kyle is a Sagittarius. So I put his as a rising Sagittarius. All right, let's look into this a little bit. Now, let's start off with Kyle. Let's just, for shits and giggles, let's look at Mercury. All right. Now, Mercury is transiting third house from the sun, from Kyle's sun. Now, this is good because Mercury is the communication planet. And from what I understand, I think coaches are the ones that are communicating certain plays. So they have to really be on point when it comes to mental stuff, right? And the sun is there. So this is, in my opinion, a good aspect. He is a fire sign, and he was born with Neptune conjunct his sun, which makes you very intuitive. It makes you a good coach, because then if you're intuitive, you can kind of like, well, if you think that they're going to make a certain move, then you're going to make this move, right? So he definitely has a connection with his higher self. However, look at Andy. Now, Andy, he has a Pisces sun and a Pisces moon, born with that. So he's also super intuitive, and he picks up on the energy around him, which, you know, he can be in his feels, right? But look at this Neptune. This Neptune is on his sun as a transit. So they both have this Neptune sun going on. And guess what? The day of the Super Bowl, the moon is conjunct Neptune. So you have that's like really something, right? I mean, that stands out to me. Like, what? So you have Neptune really involved with this game this year, which is the god of the sea. It's intuition. It's this, you know, kind of nebulous, like the dreams, the unconscious. And there's a lot of transformation, I feel, that's going to take place in this game. Now, the Neptune conjunct his sun. So he's born with this conjunction, intuition, sensitivities to spiritual realms. So I was thinking of this. You know that commercial, it's Maybelline. Maybe he's born with it, Kyle, but with it, but maybe it's Maybelline. So Kyle's born with this, but Andy's experiencing this. So I thought that was kind of interesting. I'm a dork. I'm sorry. I sometimes have commercials play through my head from when I was a kid, when I used to watch TV, but I have not had a TV since 2002. So I've lived most of my life without a TV. But yeah, so those conditionings really work, right? I think what a lot of people love about the Super Bowl is those Budweiser commercials. That's what I remember. Okay, so let's see what else. Oh, Venus return. Oh, I thought this was really interesting. So Kyle is going through, had just went through his Venus return. This is great for abundance, finances. It's really good. It's a good time for blossoming in love, relationships, but also abundance. This is good for financial bonuses and opportunities for increase in earnings, which if they win the Super Bowl, right? Don't they get paid more? Hey, get down. That's not okay. Come here, Max. So, yeah, I have this puppy. He's probably what you hear in the background. You want to come say hi? No? Okay, go play, okay? Be a good boy. And for Andy, he's going through a Mars return, which is Venus is the feminine and Mars is the masculine. So even this polarity is happening. We have Kyle going through this Venusian type of thing, and we have Andy going through this Martian type thing. Now, Mars returns, they can bring about like intensity, intensified desire and drive and energy and aggressiveness and competitiveness. And it's really good for sport. So he might just be that coach on the team, like yelling and getting angry and, you know, just being too much. I mean, if he was my coach with this energy, I probably would be, I would be scared. So, you know, I don't know if that is a really good energy to bring. However, it's really good. It's kind of like, you know, Andy might be so competitive to win this Super Bowl against the 49ers that he might like push his you know limits, like maybe his value systems, or like when you don't have integrity, you know how some people will cheat and win at all costs. I could see this happening with just a Mars return, but I think it's good also that he has that desire to win, but I don't know how I feel about that. So there's that. I just saw that and thought that was really interesting. Venus and Mars for Kyle. Venus is conjunct Mars. Okay. So this conjunction is happening here in his second house, which is this new cycle for Kyle's abundance. And so second house in Taurus is more about how we provide for ourselves, how we make our own ends meet and our money. So I think this is a good cycle for Kyle financially. That's another reason why I think that this coach might do a better job, because he does have so far two aspects that are saying an increase in pay. And the Venusian energy is he's going to go about it more of like in a soft way, in a supportive way than Andy will, which is a very aggressive and step on people's heads to get to the top. That's just a transit. Okay, guys, this is not what's happening all the time. This is just for the day of the Super Bowl. Now, let's see what else is going on. What did I say? Oh, so let's see where Venus and Mars is conjunct in Andes. It's 6 degrees Aquarius. So it'll be exactly conjunct at 6 degrees Aquarius on 2/21. 6 degrees Aquarius. Yeah, so that is in Kyle's second house. And it's 12th house from the sun, from Andy's sun, conjunct Chiron. So it will conjunct in his 12th house, which is an unconscious house. This is like a lot of where your fears are. And I think he's going to be working on a lot of letting go. It's a new cycle for him. He is coming up to that age of retirement. And I don't know how long coaches usually coach for, but he's coming up soon on his second Saturn return. 1958, he was born. So he's 66 years old. your second Saturn return, his second Saturn return is in the next 3 years. So maybe that's another reason. Maybe he wants to go out with a bang, you know, like he wants to win the Super Bowl multiple times. So when he retires, he has like this Hall of Fame. I don't know how it works, but you know, you want to go out, you're older and you have more to prove, in my opinion, as you know, for men, I think it's a little bit harder because men always have associated their self with their work and how much money they make and their winnings and stuff like that. It's a very masculine thing. Mercury, okay, this is really good for Andy, is Mercury is on his Venus. So he is getting this intuitive insights and he is super psychic for this play. However, because Mercury's in his 12th house, you know, 12th from the sun, because we don't know the house placement. So this is really hard, is it could be a little diluted. Like it's not going to be as quick as let's say Kyle's, because his is third house from the sun. Now, third house from the sun, third house rules communication. Okay. 12th house rules like the ending. It's like an ending. So that's another reason why, okay, so we have these endings of cycle. This is like very Plutonian. It's like an ending and a new beginning. So it's kind of like renewal. So it's ending of one thing and the beginning of a next. But you know, the Mercury conjunct his Venus is really, it's a very nice aspect. Let's see. Venus. Okay. Saturn opposite it, Kyle's natal Jupiter and Mars. So let's see. Transiting Saturn, here it is at 7 degrees, oppose 10 degrees of Jupiter and Mars. Okay. So the Saturn is more on his south node and his north node is over here in Virgo. So this is, you know, this could be tests. Okay. This tests your knowledge and your attitude towards life's obstacles. So it's time for a realistic perspective and finding solutions while nurturing his spirituality. So, you know, he is going maybe through some tests from the universe, and you know, he's having to figure out how to overcome some of these obstacles to really like expand to the top of his chart, which is his career and legacy up here. And the 9th house is his spirituality. So he could just be having this like, hey, are you going to let these certain blocks and these certain obstacles get in your way of your time to shine or your abundance? Let's check out how old Kyle's 45. So he's oh wait, the second Saturn return. Oh yeah, it's no, he's okay, sorry. I think Andy's past his second Saturn return. So he's just working. He's working. It's 58. I'm sorry, 58 to 60. Right? Yeah, 58 to 60. I'm sorry. So Andy has already went through his second Saturn return. So he's well past the age of retirement. So yeah, I don't really know, but like he is getting older. So I'm pretty sure he's thinking about retirement regardless. But okay, so your first Saturn return is from 28 to 30. Your second Saturn return is from 58 to 60. That's right. And he's 66. Okay. I'm just not used to, you know, I don't know. He's old. I mean, how old do coaches go? Let's ask Siri. Hey Siri, how old is the oldest coach in professional football?
Here's what I found.
There's no specific age requirement to be the head coach. Okay. The oldest coaches in NFL? Let's see. 45 years. Arians for Tampa Bay. So yeah, I mean, 70. I think 70 is the oldest. The oldest coach to ever win the Super Bowl. He was 63 at the time over the course of his career. Okay. So this is a thing. Yeah, they definitely, I was right. They really want to go out with a bang. So sorry about that second Saturn return confusion. All right, let's see what else. Lilith conjunct North Node. Okay, so here's the Lilith conjunct the North Node. Now, Lilith is more of an asteroid. Well, she is an asteroid. She's more of the dark feminine, in my opinion. And I think she's more associated, if anything, with probably like Ophiuchus, which is the 13th sign of the zodiac in astronomy. And it's a serpent bearer. So there's definitely maybe some shadow aspects of being perfect, like the perfection, because Virgo is the perfectionist. The shadow aspects of Virgo is compulsion, like obsessive, like compulsion as far as like overthinking. So but I don't know. I don't know like a whole lot about asteroids, but that's something, right? And and Lilith is conjunct exactly to his natal Pluto. So that's why I brought that up. So do you see 0 degrees and 0 degrees? So Andy's Pluto is exactly conjunct transiting Lilith. And this is on his DC, which has a lot to do with his partnerships and his relationships. And it's like the dark feminine and the dark masculine, because Pluto's kind of like the god of the underworld and Lilith is like the dark feminine of spirit, maybe. But they're coming together over there. So it could be even like control and obsession as far as like in his relationship. So he could even had that kind of, he's definitely had some kind of relationship of intensity and transformation for a lot of his life. So I don't know his story, but that's something to look into. Jupiter conjunct natal Chiron. So Kyle's going through, where's Jupiter conjunct is Chiron. He's going through a transformation, but it's like more of the wounded healer. So Chiron's a wounded healer, and Taurus is about our abundance and our resources and how we provide and like this physical reality. And there's a lot of healing going on around that. And his finances are starting, they're looking like it's having a turnaround. So that's good. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's 6th house from the sun, even though it's saying the 5th house. This is Placidus, not equal house. So it's the 6th house from the sun. So yeah, that has to do with your work. So there's a lot of healings. I don't know. I think that's really good for the Super Bowl because like you're like, the luckiest planet on this Chiron is like, oh my God, I've been waiting for this my whole life. He might have a lot of woundings around his work, around like that kind of self-worth in that daily routine. Like we don't know his exact time of birth, so I'm just playing with this energy. But yeah, we'll see. So let's look what else is going on in Andy's chart. Sun is conjunct natal Chiron. So this sun is conjunct his natal Chiron. So this sun is highlighting this unconscious area. And yeah, I mean, he's got a lot of houses, like 12th house from his sun. So those are hidden enemies are found there, but it's also our unconscious, and the hidden things are, you know, that come up. And so the sun shining a bright light on his wounding. What does that smell? Are you farting? Gross. Don't smell at my house, Max. Stinky dog. Puke. Yeah, it's not me. Telling you that. Yeah, maybe the sun is just really like, okay, so when a sun comes into someone's 12th house, it's like shining a light on all the scary stuff. You know, it's like, oh my God, like I don't want to see this. Why is this bright light in here? I'm not ready to see it. So if you're ever in a relationship with someone that has their sun in your 12th house, it's like, man, they pull some stuff out of you that like you didn't know was there. You could be triggered by this person. So Andy might be feeling a little uncomfortable with how many things are transiting his 12th house right now. There's a lot of things. It's a hidden enemies, like I said, and his unconscious, and a lot of healing around like just like community and love and abundance too. Because Venus, you know, if Venus 12th house from the sun, Venus there is usually like success doesn't come until later, which would make sense as to why he's like 66 and still coaching. And also like love comes a little bit later, like partnership and relationship. And he had to go through a lot, I think. I don't even know if he's married or what, but it looks like because Pluto on his descendant, he's had to go through some pretty harsh things in relationships for him to come into something that is more substantial, I think. Okay. Jupiter opposition. Okay. Andy is going through a Jupiter opposition. Now, the Jupiter opposition, Jupiter is the planet of optimism, expansion, growth, right? Luck. And that's good and all, right? This could be a time of expansion and even furthering his success, which is great. But the part that might not be to his advantage is the overconfidence and the over optimism that ends up shooting him in the foot. And this could get in the way, right? So if you're overconfident, and like I'm a pool player, I've shot pool, I've been in nationals in Vegas shooting pool. And when I am just playing someone that isn't or that good, or I feel is that good, and I'm just like making my shots, it could be a straight end shot, but because of your overconfidence and going in there and making the shot and getting it in, that in itself can mess you up. It can mess up your game, this overconfidence, because you're like, oh yeah, I got this super easy, but you don't get down, you don't breathe, you're not in your body and in that exact moment and seeing the ball go in. So I've done that multiple times, and I've learned that I can't be overconfident about easy shots, because it's the hard ones I make because I'm invested. I'm looking at the angles. I'm figuring out where I'm going to hit the ball and where I'm going to hit it on the rail, right? And I make them, but I will miss a stupid shot, straight in shot, because I will either follow it in or not hit it correctly because I'm being so quick. So this could be to his demise, but it is a good aspect for for a win as well. Okay. So he's got that Jupiter opposition, which is great. Jupiter oppose. Yeah. Jupiter oppose Neptune. Now this could be a little, it could be good for like expanding, right? And intellectual, like expanding your, well, it's in Scorpio, so, and the 8th house, it could be expanding a lot of this transformation that's happening. Jupiter is on his south node and it's opposing his north node too. So that kind of plays in a little bit. You can, he could be maybe just questioning reality because there is a lot of Neptune on this day too. That could be, you know, like, oh, what is going on? What's reality? What's real? What am I feeling? He could just be like having too many feels because he does have intense, like Mars coming up to his Mars. I actually had, like, when my Mars was applying to my Mars, I was like, I had so much energy that I felt like I was going to have a heart attack. Like I was having heart palpitations. I ended up going to the doctors because my heart palpitations were so bad. And I was working out like crazy at the gym. I was going on walks, trying to ground in nature, and literally finally got an appointment to get a Holter monitor put on me the day that the conjunction happened. The Mars was conjunct my Mars, and literally my heart palpitations just subsided the next day. So it's see the Mars, it's applying to his Mars. This was the most intense for me, and it could send him to the hospital. Who fucking knows, right? I mean, he's older, his heart might not be able to stand it, but he's going to have so much freaking energy. He might as well be out there on the football field playing for them, and he's going to want to. So he's probably going to be very aggressive and pushy. But yeah, once this Mars passes, oh my God, my nervous system finally chilled out. My heart finally chilled out. And I had no idea that this planet could actually do that. But see, in my natal chart, I have Mars conjunct Pluto. So it was like super intense for me. But I'm pretty sure it could be intense with just Mars applying to your natal Mars. Jupiter, okay, Saturn opposite, transiting Saturn opposite his Pluto, marks the end of one stage, okay, and the beginning of another. Like I said, this is another aspect. It signifies a period of professional growth, completing a project, or starting a new one. And this is taking different economic measures or finding yourself at the end of your resources and then needing to renew or seek new ones, needing to change in profession. He's coming up to probably retirement. And I think this aspect will push him into that, especially if he doesn't win the Super Bowl this year. He might be like, you know, I won those Super Bowls. I put so much in, so much effort, and I'm tie. Or like, you know, we never know. We never know. But yeah. I kind of want to see the two charts pulled up with because I forgot what the teams were, but now we looked at the coaches. So I did that, and I hope you liked it. I hope that was helpful, Jess Grove. And yeah, when I have some time, I'll try to look into the performers, like Taylor Swift, and you said Usher, I think. I'm not sure. But yeah, if I have some time, I'll look into that. Okay, maybe Thursday or Friday. Okay, bye.